G'day guys, I'm finally going to get my ass into gear and do a video that a lot of you have been asking me for a long time. I'm going to walk you through our Fortuna and show you what we've done to it. So come have a look. There she is in all her glory. It is a 2015 GX Fortuna. We'd always intended on taking it off-road, hitting the tracks, so we didn't need a fancy car. We don't. All the niceties of the upper models don't interest us. I had a glimpse. It's got a heap of bar work on it. It's got big mud tyres. It's lifted suspension, and it's got a heap of other cool stuff for touring. It's important to note that we got our Fortuna in 2016, right at the very start. So Fortunas were brand new to Australia. There wasn't a lot of gear around. So some of the gear that I've got is based on just sheerly availability. When we started this project, there wasn't a lot around for it. So some of the stuff we ended up with just because that's all that was available. Ironman Deluxe Bullbar on the front. When we got the Bullbar, there was 2 Bullbars available for our Fortuna. There was this and an ARB. Now I know a lot of people are thinking Toyota and ARB go hand in hand. Yeah, sure, if that's what you're into. So for me, the Ironman Bullbar had a better clearance than the ARB bar. So, and for those of you who've been following me for a while, you'll know that I'm all about four-wheel driving, I'm all about hard tracks, so any extra clearance I can get anywhere, that's where the money's at. Ironman, rated recovery points, both sides. So mounted in the Bullbar, we've got a 4-wheel drive Super Centre Dominator winch. Now, I'll be the first person to tell you, I think 4-wheel drive Super Centre gear is crap. However, when it comes to winching, in all the serious 4-wheel driving I've done, I've only used my winch a handful of times in anger. Mounted the plug in here, off to the side. Control box is mounted in the Bullbar. Got dynamo rope. There's not really a lot more I can tell you about it. It saved me a few times. For the dollars, it's not a bad winch. I've cut a hole in the top guard, so I can fit my hand down there and disengage the clutch to spool out the rope. Like I say, don't actually use it that often, so it's not a big issue. So mounted to the Bullbar, GME, 2.1 DBI, stubby aerial. I only really ever use my UHF in convoy. Obviously we're in the Hunter Valley, so it's hilly. Yeah, it's just like the look of the aerial. It's a good aerial. That's what I like. That's what I run. Phat Bars, angled sliders, worth their weight in gold. So we've had rock sliders for a long time. They can hold the weight of the car. They're strong as, worth the money. I still haven't done anything in the back yet. I am tossing up a few options, including custom made. One thing I will say is I have ripped this back bumper off several times, as you can see. Underbody protection. You got brown Davis. They've got the full set of plates, so they come back, protect the transfer, protect the gearbox, sump and front. So the brown Davis UG2 guards, they were the only underbody protection available for the Fortuna when we built it, so that's why we ended up with that. I suppose I'm not going to hang shit on them. They've done their job, but I wouldn't buy them again. There's definitely better options available now. Now, suspension. Everyone always asks me about my suspension. Everyone thinks that you need this really big lift to run big tyres, which isn't the case. You want to run big tyres? You got to cut. Let's see. Front suspension, Dobinsons Mono tube struts. Got thread on them, so they're height adjustable. We run them at about 2.5 inch, something like that. So we generally just try and keep the car level. Aftermarket UCAs, that was all about trying to get the right alignment with the bigger tyres. Look, again, I can't even remember the brand of these. They're cheap, they're not good, but they do the job. Keep busting boots on them, but anyway, here's what it is. Dobinsons Mono tube shocks in the rear. We've got King springs, just raised springs with Airbag man, bags and Kevlar sleeves for the load. With the rear setup, the reason I went for no load rating is because I started out with constant 300, which was too rough. I've now got just raised springs standard load, but I've changed a heap of stuff since. So the springs probably aren't right for what we do again. 300 was too much, 100 probably is perfect for us because we run a drawer and a fridge and all that. But at this point in time, we should just pick up the slack with the airbags and it seems to work pretty good for us. Now the question I get asked all the time, 33s. Will 33s fit on a Fortuna? Short answer, no. We've cut a heap and changed a heap to make this work, but I'll do another video on that because there's too much to explain. So basically, run a heap of wheels and different wheels and tyres over the time we've had this. Currently, General Grabber X3 285 70 17. The reason we went for these tyres is solely because they're a small OD. So we needed the small overall diameter, so that's what we chose. Rims, Dynamic D, steel rim, 17 by 8 with a POS 10 offset. DBA T3 slotted rotors, front and rear as well, with Bendex pads. Helps to stop a bit better. Now, lighting setup. I've run a heap of different lighting setups on the Fortuna, as long as I've owned it. This is by far my favourite. Stedi Type X PRO, beautiful spotlight, absolutely love these. Over a kilometre of light, shine for miles, works perfectly. And then up the top here, we've got a Stedi ST3K 41.5 inch single row light bar, which again provides heaps and heaps of light, but with the spotlights and the light bar, just a great combination. And in the Bullbar, literally still run standard Ironman halogen fog lights. Believe it or not, halogen light and fog works best. LED light and fog, no good. Standard Toyota headlights, just got Stedi projector headlight LED upgrade in them, and that's just to match the brightness of the LED spotlights. TJM Airtec snorkel. For me, I just like the way it flows with the car. I've run TJM snorkels before, put it on myself, all sealed. Even the airbox on the drain, never had any issues with water through the top. So yeah, good bit of gear. Light Force, 9-watt work lights on the side of the rack, just because of their slim profile. Roof rack, I get asked a lot of questions about this bad boy. So it is an Eco Techni roof rack. There are Venezuela, I think that's the right way to say it, company. Now, this roof rack, very slim, not a traditional roof rack. Got a big tray, a couple of crossbars. I've been meaning to get some more bars for it. I just haven't, for just too lazy to be honest. But yeah, there's heaps you can do with it, heaps of different configurations. So the roof rack, I didn't import it myself. It actually got off a mate. He bought it for his Fortuna and then changed his mind. Absolute legend. I was in the right place, right time, and he hooked me up. Check him out on Insta, not a forerunner. So yeah, just a 2 metre long awning. You see that little light tucked in under there. Provides enough light for the awning. They're basically 2 metres long by 2.5 wide. Now, engine bay wise, we've done not a lot with it. ARB compressor in the engine bay, on off button there. I did change the battery because the Toyota battery was crap. So one thing I'll say, I don't know what size battery it is, but it probably tells you on there. One thing I'll say is, with this battery, it's over twice the CCA of the standard battery Toyota put in there, which to me seems strange. Every battery I looked at that fit in that hull was almost double the CCA. Starts really good now. Tip versus tune, not gonna argue about that. Done it, I'm over it. Steinbauer Performance Module, put it in at 30,000 Ks, so we got 70,000 Ks. Can't remember the numbers off the top of my head. I think it was something like 120 kilowatts and 560 Newton meters at the wheels. Punches out heaps of power, heaps of torque. It's going good. 70,000 Ks, no issues. Did kill a clutch, but you look, at the end of the day, with that much torque, the clutch was never going to last. So on the clutch, we have a Npc Performance Clutch in the Fortuna. Now, it is a clutch, how do I explain this? So, it is a flywheel for a 1HZ Land Cruiser, and then it's got a Exedi heavy duty clutch for a 1HZ Land Cruiser, which is rated for 750 Newton meters of torque. Overkill for us, but as far as clutch goes, it's on point. It has a slight little rattle for 100 RPM. The boys did tell me about it before I put it in, knew it was going to happen. It's not too bad. Some days it drives me nuts, but I'm dealing with it. So as far as clutches go, it's good. So haven't had an issue since. Yeah, other than that, standard Toyota 2.8, standard exhaust, still got DPF. If you can see that. I've had no DPF issues with it. Inside the big girl, so really basic Toyota rubber mats. They're crap, but that was all that was available at the time. We'll eventually change them. Soft canvas, my custom car seat covers, held up great. A little magnet for my phone holder and a little magnetic two-way holder. And I've still got the original magnet that I put down there. Other than that, no internal mods. So when it comes to the back, we've got a single ARB drawer. Works good. I believe it's 9.45 long. We'll say ARB done a top job. Put a gap there so you don't slam your fingers. In the drawer, the tray for the easy slide lives in there. Bag of straps, got some recovery gear, got some tools, first aid kit, all the tyre gear, deflator and airlines, got a shovel, some cooking stuff, just basics. So it's sort of everything I need to go camping for a night. Generally just throw some beer and food in the fridge and we're set to go, we're good to go. I've got two different fridges, but the angle is by far my favourite. Yeah. Oh, by the way, clear view, easy slide. Still the best thing ever. As for 12 volt power for the fridge, we just run it off the car. We still haven't done a 12 volt power setup. We will in the future, but at this point in time, we throw and water bottles in the fridge. We're always driving throughout the day anyway, so it always works. At this point it works for us, but we will be changing it in the future. Worth pointing out, Fortuna also has a factory diff lock in it. So between the big tyres, the factory diff lock and all the bar work, that's what makes us so capable. That's what makes us be able to drive the hard crap like this. Just as I've talked it up, ran into a little bit of technical difficulty. Didn't quite make it. Let's put the back bumper back on. Gonna have to winch up this hill. That was a little bit embarrassing. I put myself in a crap position. Fell off the rut. Wow. Slid off the rut and then was locked into place by the bumper and had no option but to go forward. Stressed out. Now the question everyone asks me, is it a good four-wheel drive? Definitely a good four-wheel drive, definitely worth buying. As you can see, mine's changed a heap, obviously. I've done a heap of work to it. Don't get me wrong, there's a heap more work you could do to it if you want. We're not finished by all means, we will still be changing things. But overall, they're comfy to drive. They're bloody capable with the right bit of gear. Most people aren't going to drive stupid stuff like me anyway. So, and then on top of that, for all the abuse I've given it in the 100,000 case, I haven't actually broken anything, touch wood. So overall, I'd say the Fortuna is a bloody good car.